On to our first story for the day. Yet to be identified lady died after jumping off the Third Mainland Bridge into the Lagos lagoon. The incident occurred around 4 p.m. on Thursday, March 13, 2025. The unidentified woman was said to have jumped from the bridge into the water opposite the University of Lagos waterfront. Benjamin Hundeyin, the police spokesperson in the state, confirmed the incident on Friday. According to him, the woman was confirmed dead by a team of doctors on 13th of March 2025 at about 16:00 hours. At about 15:00 hours of the same date, an unidentified woman whose name is yet unknown reportedly jumped from Third Mainland Bridge into the water at Unilag waterfront, Hundeyin told newsmen. She was recovered at the University of Lagos shore slipway by a team of marine police attached there. She was confirmed dead by a team of Unilag medical doctors in the presence of a police team from Shabo Division. The body has been evacuated to IDH Infectious Disease Hospital, Mortuary, Yaba, Lagos for preservation. In 2024, the Rapid Response Squad of the Police Command foiled a suicide attempt by a U.S. citizen on the same Third Mainland Bridge. You know, when the story came up, a lot of things came to my mind. But I would love to have your thoughts first.
This is a mental health situation.
Mental health situation. Okay.
And it's pathetic that the first thing is that we should do a general sensitization on all Nigerian citizens.
Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible. No, just that we don't have good libraries in Nigeria. If you look at the use of libraries, it's not just to come there, sit down and read books. Libraries are meant to serve as means of passing information, also to serve as avenue for sensitization. It would have been easier. Then they should, I don't know what National Orientation Agency is doing. I don't know, because their impact in the society is not felt.
Okay.
You are meant to, once you are seeing a reoccurrence trait, the NOA, they are supposed to swim into action. After research, go on research, come and orientate the people. This is not the first time that Lagos Lagoon is taking somebody's life. It's not the second, it's not the third, it's not the fourth, it's not the fifth. It has been a recurrent decimal. So what are you to do? You should understand that there are some people, maybe depression is there, the shortage of life supply is there, means of livelihood, and frustration, heartbreak, emotional trauma. You should have dived into this and orientate people. There is nothing wrong. National Orientation Agency, I know they have their budget for the year. What are they doing for with the budgets? You should dive. Lagos has central places that you can go. Places like Oshodi, places like Alaba, places like Kija, this thing. You go to a place like, there are many places you go for this orientation. And you orientate people, telling them about how to manage their mental situation, how to cope with depression, how they will be able to contain all these things for it not to affect their life. Because one thing is that you are going through pains, but pain is not going through you.
Okay.
Because it is when pains go through you that you don't know how to handle it again. But if you go through them, you with the hope of, okay, it will come to pass. Life is transient. As you are here, you cannot jump into Lagos Lagoon because you will not allow pains to go through you. Your mental health, you've been able to work on it. Necessary because you have the privilege of reading, you have the privilege of associating, and the people you associate, they are not the people that helps to increase your trauma. There are people that mere discussion, you are getting orientation from it. Okay, you've been on the show, what you are reading and what is coming up has also helped to shape. But these people, they don't have this access. They are left at the goodwill of the people, the goodwill of the government, and the fate of life. So when the fate of life now presents itself in the negative way, they are seeing it as the alternative. They are seeing it as the panacea of jumping out of whatever situation. So this is a clear case of mental health issue, and Nigeria is not doing well about it. I will say it.
You mentioned association as one of the panaceas that could help mitigate mental health from escalating into its worst form. I have a friend. What she does is she writes. So she made a post on one of the platforms, platforms we are on, and she said she prefers to that she apologizes to her friends, and she doesn't know how to come out of her shell when she's feeling emotionally down. She prefers to lock up from everybody, like shield herself from the world and get to deal with her mental health, so that she wouldn't add to people's problems. She wants so that she will get to the best of herself before she comes out again. And then I had to comment. I was like, okay, if you said so, I wouldn't taint your words, but I learned that that a problem shared to reasonable and logical persons is a problem half solved. At least when you say it, nothing is new under the sun. So, what's your like you said, mental health? Would you prefer someone who is going through a tough time, keeps it to him or herself, and gets to shield that from people to get back to, because we don't know if this woman must have going through marital issues. She's a young person according to the picture that was shown, and she must have kept it to herself, and it got to this point where she felt there was no hope again.
Yes, there are times maybe some people, they are victim of betrayal.
Okay.
I said something here that the past, your past, that is your past question. Today is the newspaper you are reading. Tomorrow is the exam paper. You don't know what is in it. Now, if you've written the exam before, a particular lecturer or a teacher that has a way of creating an ambience of fear. Whenever you are going to write the exam, you won't be feeling comfortable. There's this anxiety within you.
Yeah.
You've written an exam, and the environment was that promotes excitement, enthusiasm. When you are going back to write the same exam with the same person, you will be happy, right?
Yeah.
Now some people they've allowed their wrong experience, to form their being. That is where the fate of life comes in. Maybe she might have shared something allegedly to someone, and they might have used it against her from the angle you are coming from. But it's best shared than being kept. Everybody has this one person or two persons that can shoulder your pains with you. But the society we live in has sent a picture, has brought to mind that nobody cares, which is wrong. That is why even the Holy Book will tell you that be ye transformed by the word, the renewal of your mind. There are some problems, whether you like it or not, you cannot bear it alone. I will look at any person that said, I lock myself to share my problem, to do this. They don't get fat.
Fact or fat?
Fat.
Okay.
Because the problem will be eating them up.
Like a cancer.
They will be eating well, but they can't. They can't. You must. And I was talking about Nigeria is not doing well because by now we're supposed to have had a federal counseling center in the states. State counseling centers, local government counseling centers. Even since we are running a democratic government and the rest of it, each of the councillors and the wards supposed to have had a counseling center. I am saying it. I don't say that is constitutional. This would have helped to cope these situations. Because once I have tried to fathom what is happening, and the situation might, maybe I'm in a relationship and the person I'm in the relationship with is not helping matters. I go to the counseling center and I receive counsel. They talk to me. If possible, they put me on some therapeutic procedures that could help me to come out of it. But we don't have it. You are now left in the hand of the society and few mediocre friends.
I'm probably social media.
So on the long run, what you are now getting from the internet, the social media, is now affecting you more. What the friends, the mediocres that some people keep as friends are doing and saying, affecting you more. And then the day-to-day events and occurrence in the society affecting you more. You are now left in a crazy world of your mind that can push you into doing whatever you want to do. With the mindset and notion nobody cares. Someone was talking to me recently that I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I don't care, nobody will hear. I don't told the person that if you want to do anything, remember your mother, remember your siblings. If you want to do anything, remember who? Your mother, remember who? Your siblings. Because anything you are doing, you are not just doing it to yourself, it's going to affect them adversely. If you are doing something positive, it will affect them positively. If you do something negative, the same thing will affect them. So you should think of them before you do anything you want to do.
But that's for somebody who has a responsibility mindset. Because some persons feel like everybody live their life. What I do does not matter. What I do will not affect anybody.
That's where orientation comes in. I talked about orientation. As I am now, I know that my life does not belong to me. I know that whatever I am doing is not even for my family. The name of my community is at stake. The name of my worship center is at stake. That's why, I look at our politicians, when they talk and they behave anyhow. I will keep using this thing. What the president of Senegal did, remove my picture from your offices, put the picture of your children, put the picture of your family, so that when you are doing the wrong thing, you should ask, what even this thing I'm doing, how will they feel? How is it going to affect them? There is nobody that is existing without responsibility. There is nobody that is existing without problem. There was a man I met. The man went to the hospital. He had a fracture on the leg. So he was complaining. So when he got to the hospital, he came back and said, he told the wife, let us go. He didn't stay. He said his own sickness is calling other people's sickness. The sicknesses is all there. His own sickness was calling them, sir, 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 sir. In other words, his own was little.
Yeah.
What he was thinking is too much is this. When he got to the hospital, he was surprised that nothing is happening to him. He told the wife, let us go. Let's not let others. Now, do you know what happened? He's giving his chance to others. Let them attend to them. They shouldn't worry. They shouldn't bother about his own. So there is nothing you are going through in life that is new. There is nothing that you are going through in life that you are the first. There is nothing that you are going through in life that is going to end with you. There is no circumstances that are surrounding your life that is going to be greater than the purpose you are carrying. The only problem we are having is the mindset, and those that are supposed to help us, they are not helping. But before anybody can help you, you need to help yourself. You circumcise your mind. There needs to be a rebirth of consciousness in our nation. See, when we are talking about mental health is not just because of poverty and this. I have seen billionaires. I've read about billionaires, not seen. I've read about billionaires committing suicide. We've read about made men committing suicide. There was a man we were doing work for. The man has money. When I mean money, he has money. living where? Working in earth. So while we were doing the work, the man just traveled that he's going to Lagos. Getting to Lagos, he left on Friday. By Monday, we came to site to do work. The next thing we heard is that he's late. He was late. What happened? He left a note, my wife.
His wife?
He left a note, my wife. What happened? On the long run, it was found out that he caught the wife with another man. He couldn't bear it.
And then he committed suicide.
He committed suicide.
But that's not the best option.
It's not the best, but we are talking about mental health issue. So there needs to be a rebirth of consciousness. We should understand that life doesn't, or life is not ending with what you think. I said something here the other time. The gods accept it because it's right. It's not right because the gods accept it. So, right thing precedes any occurrence. No matter what someone does to you, in Port Harcourt here, a lady took is this sniper, almost dying because of what? Online loan app. We're then sending messages to people. It was the pastor that came in after the neighbors discovered whether they gave him charcoal and the rest of things, and the pastor came in, paid the money, and so there are little things, and these little things, it triggers what has been happening in the mind. This is where orientation and counseling comes in. It's not just to come on radio, this one. Okay, look at what is the situation of River State. Do you know how the hopeless signal, how it has sent the wrong signal to people? How frustrated people are that any little thing, any little trigger will cause what you are not expecting. We need orientation in this nation. Nobody is sane in Nigeria, including me. Let's not pretend. Even our presidents, our governors, the ministers, we can hear them speaking. The senators, are we to talk about that one? So it's high time the government, the parastatal responsible, the NGOs, they should come down and go into in-depth orientation. Orientate people positively to understand themselves. Orientate people how to use what they have to get what they need, not in the other way around, using your body to get what you need. That is not what I mean. Using what you have your brain. There is nobody that was created a tabula rasa. Even if you were created a tabula rasa, you've grown up not to be a tabula rasa. Nature has given you something, society has given you something. You can look around and you start off something. We should orientate people of embracing peace with ourselves so that we can embrace it with others.
Okay, this particular Third Mainland Bridge has been known as, what I call it, a free center of to end life problem. And like the story read that there was an attempt foiled by some authorities of a U.S. citizen who attempted suicide on that same Third Mainland Bridge. I don't want to sound diabolical, but do you think that particular location could have a connotation beyond the physical eyes?
Yeah, if you are coming from the religious perspective, we can say yes. But you are looking at the real life. I am trying to, there is something I'm processing now within me. Because whatsoever you think, that's who you are. And that's what you confess. And you become, even if you are not. Yes, there are spiritual undertones to many things that are happening. But I used to ask somebody, should I be the one to fulfill that? There's one prayer I noted after reading the scripture sometimes. I'm a Christian, so I can use it when I'm talking. I discovered that there are negative prophecies and there are positive ones. But I cannot fulfill negative prophecy. I should fulfill the positive ones. David committed adultery and murder. It was said that your son will suffer Solomon. Okay, now Solomon came. Instead of David to suffer that, they said Solomon. Now Solomon came. They said, I will not divide the kingdom on your time. Rehoboam. You, Rehoboam, came. Elders gave you advice. You refused to take the advice. You went to Gen Z. You went to social media to write. What's your thought on this? You wrote, post me anonymously. I will be in the comments to read. So when social media socialized you, you went back, kingdom divided. Must I fulfill negative prophecy? I should rewrite that prophecy. So if Third Mainland Bridge has been known for this type of occurrence, should I go there?
And not just that, okay, since this site has been known to have such occurrences, don't you think that there should be measures put in place to ensure that people don't gain free access to just go in there and jump in there?
One thing is that gaining free access is something. Third Mainland Bridge is where vehicle pass.
Because you just imagine somebody driving and stops, closes his or her cars, and goes there and jumps into the lagoon.
If you are coming to the place, some persons will think you are just taking a site. If you've been to Third Mainland Bridge, are you getting it? You can just say you want to stay there, look at the lagoon, look at the environment, how it is. So, on that aspect, if we can have, and the Third Mainland Bridge is not something that is just short, it's long. So how are you going to position security personnel?
Probably they could raise the slabs by the side, probably raise it a bit higher. So before you think of jumping, or something like a barbed wire that could create a demarcation before somebody goes there and tries to make such attempts. At least you know this one is no longer sightseeing.
You are making a point. You are making a point there. Who is to do that? Is it the government? Yes. They are busy politicking for 2027. Will they look into that? That's why I'm talking about the National Orientation Agency. Because we are orientating the people, I think you are not just, when you are doing orientation, you get feedback. So when you get this feedback, you go back to the authorities and tell them, let's do this to contain this occurrence from, just look at the flood that ravaged part of Nigeria. This year too, there will be complaint of fraud. We are going to talk about flood again. We know that this thing is happening. We know how this thing could be contained. Well, what is the government doing? Because once flood happens, money will be allotted for palliatives. And then they are going to palliative the money. No, the worst thing that can happen to a nation is when people have lost faith in governance. That's the worst thing. That faith, people have lost faith in governance. They've lost faith in the people at the helms of affairs. Just like a family, the worst thing that can happen is that period when there is no longer trust between the parents and the children, between the father and the mother. That is the typical example of Nigeria. Currently, it's in the news. You are reading it on papers. People have lost. Okay, look at what just happened recently. If you are talking about, let's all go there. But it's high time that the government should build the confidence of people, orientating the people again. Number one, government build the confidence. Then number two, there should be massive orientation in Nigeria. Let there be a paradigm shift of the mind. Let there be a renaissance of our consciousness. I love what Ghana is doing. All Ghanaians, you will hear motherland, 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 motherland. If you go to America, what they are thinking is not America will do for them. It's what they will do for America. It didn't just start. It starts from governance. Governance builds the people. And the people becomes indebted to making sure that it works, so that I can transfer it to another person. I was in a place on, was it on Thursday, on Wednesday?
Mm.
They were talking about, they were discussing about something, and I told them that if you build people, for instance now, we raise money and we help someone to be stabilized, to be employed, that person is indebted to us. And not just indebted, that person will fight to also empower another person to reciprocate what he got or she got. But whereas we couldn't do that and we are waiting for a magic to happen, on the long run we end up in conflict. So the situation of Nigeria now is a situation that our government needs to come back home, strategize means of engaging with the people, because frustration is in the land.